And we're live. What's up, guys and girls? We're back. It's another Monday, so you know what that means. The State of the Union. Whoa. Did anyone see my face just pop up on the screen? I put a filter on, but I don't know which filter it was. Who knows? We are sponsored by Go Hard Barbell, BCB Training Systems, and Wicked Wolf Beard Co. Waiting for Andy because I'm on time. It's a good one. Main Event Project just released new gear, so everyone make sure that you head over there. What's up, Paul? You head over there and you grab 17 different Main Event Project t-shirts because they're doing some good stuff. And they're trying to make the sport better. So you have realized that we are in support, Andy and I, and our gyms, along with other gyms, are always in support of people who are trying to make the sport better. So anytime that we can, we can do something, whether it's a t-shirt or a sponsorship for a meet or something like that, we're always going to continue to support people who are going to make the sport better, or trying at least. So they're definitely one. Maybe they want to be the next sponsor of the State of the Union. Leah, probably getting a phone call tonight at some point. That's what that means. Andy's here. I don't know why he doesn't want to join us, but we actually got questions. People actually want to talk to us, so it's good. It's good. Thank you, everyone, for whoever tuned in. Maybe Andy wants to join. I mean, I'll talk to you guys. I can talk. Yeah. I don't know where Andy... Oh, there he is. Let's try. No, just kidding. Come on,
Is Aaron in there hacking up
there
along?
He is. Yeah, I think so.
Nice tank.
What's going on? It's good, right? Did you get yours? Okay, good. I just said that's going to be a phone call. They may be our next
pocketbook,
sponsor.
Leah. Got alligator arms. Can't reach the wallet.
Damn checks, lady.
What's up?
What's going on? Yeah, safety bar looked terrible. Like, just in general.
Buddy,
safety bar is just the worst thing ever.
I was shaking off the rust a little bit, man. I do not know. I should not have picked that variation.
You sent that text that you went with that, and I was like, oh,
no.
Did he wake up angry today or something? Oh, we just lost Andy. All right. Well, for those who don't know, Andy decided that he was going to go safety bar versus a blue and a green, which in my book is safety bar versus strong and an average, which means Andy got his ass kicked yesterday. So what's going on? Yeah, we lost him, but he's just frozen there. Who knows if he comes back. Yeah, Andy went safety bar and strong and an average. I went Buffalo versus a whole lot of chain and whiskey. Yeah, he said he got a little tuned up Saturday night. So that will affect the Sunday morning squat sessions. But yeah, no, that's a terrible variation. But I will say that from all of those all of those shitty Sunday mornings, those late Saturday nights at the shitty Sunday mornings, made meet day easier, or at least made more sober training sessions easier. Oh, he's back. Because I cannot tell you the amount of times that Mike and I got a little tuned up and had to squat Sunday morning, and it was not
No
pleasant.
fun.
No, I just was just talking about how the variations that we went with yesterday, and how
Yeah, I mean,
you got a little
I didn't
tuned
realize
up Saturday night.
I didn't feel it on Saturday. I just woke up Sunday morning. I just didn't feel good, and like shaking the rust off, man. And I'm warming up. I'm like, get a beer in me, I'll be all right. Some coffee, get some food in me, and it's like, it's hot.
Oh yeah, I mean it's hot up here, so it's got to be.
I woke up and immediately first thing I did, let the dog out, and go turn the AC and the fans on in the gym, and it was like, wasn't helping.
Yeah, you said.
Yes.
No. Yeah, I mean, but I was saying, I was like, there's been enough times that Saturday nights get a little much, and then they roll into Sunday mornings, and then you're hurting when you wake up, and you're hurting when you're driving to the gym, but then you start warming up, and
it's honestly, man,
kind of starts to feel a little bit better.
Because like I feel like the ride to the gym will kind of help you, and it's just like there's no like transition.
Yes.
It's just like I really walk outside,
right,
and go in the gym, and like
Well, that was one of the benefits of of going up to Hellbent.
Yeah, you can rip a coffee and get some music and get your head right
on Sundays. Yeah. Right. I mean, it was without any traffic, the drive up there wasn't that bad. So you're talking about 45 minutes, 50 minutes. Coffee, food, music, fresh air. Can definitely make you feel a little bit better. But I know, there was definitely plenty of nights that hurt the next morning squatting.
I've felt that way in the meat warm-up room. So
you start drinking a little early in your meat
days. As soon as before the bar hits the back, we gotta get one. But
I know. That's we hold off till the bar hits the floor.
You also, I mean, you drink exclusively hard liquor, so I mean,
that's
I'll
also
start drinking
true.
vodka at 8:30 in the morning. I won't make it till lunch.
I know it's not. It's definitely not recommended. It's definitely not recommended.
Yeah, I got one as well.
We got questions though. Okay, good. So, we'll go back and forth.
Let's go to USAPL first.
All right. So that was a couple of my questions. It was recap how the USAPL meet was. What do you have to say about the USAPL meet? Okay. Hold on. Okay. I had no idea about this pirate
What's his name?
character. Okay, hold on. This guy walked out onto the platform in a white
he's a pirate.
Ruffled shirt. Okay, hold on. The shirt only went to his belly button. Distance-wise, it only went to his belly button. And the bottom was held together by a paper clip. The bottom. I mean,
why wouldn't you compete in USAPL?
I had no idea who the guy was, and then he got on the mic and he started
does a pirate voice?
Doing his little thing. I wouldn't say it's a pirate voice.
I would not say it's a pirate voice.
And if he had the whole I wouldn't not say it's a pirate voice. If he had the whole getup on, I would say probably more of a pirate. But yeah, no, I I was equally terrified as I was confused because of the shape of this guy. So if you felt bad on Sunday morning, Pirate Steve definitely felt way worse than you. Steve, whatever his name is. So that was how the day started.
Yeah, I've only ever heard about the Pirate. I've seen pictures. I didn't know that. I guess he's just at every one of them.
Oh, now he's got to be at every one of them. He was hurting. Yeah, Chrissy's accurate there. He's hurting from a Pirate hangover. Yeah, it was a sight. The meet itself, the venue was nice. It was a nice hotel in Jersey.
You know, he just got on shore, so you know.
He just rode over. Jeez. But you're gonna get your typical USAPL nonsense at a USAPL meet.
Goggins.
You know, you have.
What's up, Steve?
We got. Oh shit! What's up, Steve? You know, there was your fair share of bad calls. There's your fair share of just jamokes walking around. You know, the amount of sassy bell flips was just egregious. You know, there was some good lifting.
To a certain extent, man, I don't. It's not my cup of tea. But like they stay over there.
It's not,
and that's cool.
For the most part. But like then they don't.
You can't judge the whole crowd by the actions of few. Just the same as like I don't want to be judged.
That's true.
I don't want to be judged by the way some of these jamokes and multiply or the other side of it behave. So, but for the
right, like, yeah, no, I mean,
for me, it's like that's what they're into. They want that super clean, super preppy belt flip with the and like the hipster power like that. Then that's a great place for you.
It's what it is. What it is.
I don't want to sound like an old get off my lawn guy.
Hipster Gen Z powerlifting.
It is.
I do.
It's not what I believe the sport is, but like good for them. I don't love like just stay in your lane with regards to depth and some of the other stuff. Just because you choose to do it that way, which doesn't mean that everybody else has to. Just because you feel elite, you feel like that.
Right. It's the most elitist. Like they think who they are because they are USAPL lifters. They think who they are because they are USAPL judges. They think who they are because they're USAPL meet directors. Like it. Stop. All right.
Different. It's certainly a different. I've never been to one, but
I will say
I picture just like the feel of what I believe a powerlifting meet is.
It's not even close. It's not even close. Like you can only have. I mean, I had to become a USAPL member to then become a certified coach. Because if I wasn't a certified coach, great.
The top of the mountain.
I wasn't able to be in the back room. Yeah, top of the mountain. You know, I wasn't going to be. They were going to let me in the back room.
So those world records. They
so I had to become a member and
you gotta.
Yeah, no.
Cash over.
No. Yeah. And then what else? I had to sign up as a non-competing member. All right. Because if I didn't, I was open to drug testing, even being on TRT.
So you're
you're
open for drug testing,
like as a coach. Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was unaware.
It's ridiculous.
So needless to say, you can't drink Coors Light.
No. Like, granted, my lifter was only his birthday's next week, so he's still only 20. So we couldn't even take out the jack. But I could imagine that getting shot.
Well, this is the pirate back there.
They could send the pirate back there, and he may say, you know, I need that now.
Well,
but
good for you, for at least, I mean, I don't ever want to go to a meet, but if I ever coach somebody that wants to do a meet, I'll go. I mean,
yeah, no, I mean, I was. It wasn't anything that I didn't expect, from knowing.
It's just so weird. It's
things
so weird
that have gone on, and
like, I don't know anybody. I know everybody in Florida. I don't know anybody that competes in USAPL. So it's such a weird. It's almost like they're in a different sport. It's almost like they're on a different planet.
It is. I mean, I would say. I mean, now, especially now with how
segment
cut off
everyone,
all the different, like the different segmentation. I don't know anyone in that on that side of it. They probably don't know anyone on this side of it.
They just act like they don't.
I maybe
the only powerlifting meet you ever went into.
I could imagine.
People are like, "Hey, could you help me with my deadlift, or could you do this?" These people like, "This guy uses bands and chains. He's probably on drugs. He's got tattoos."
But I mean, yeah.
Yes.
I had to have looked like.
I read it his Instagram bio once. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, Kirby. Yeah. The looks that I just got when I first walked in with my guy was like, what's this? Who's this? What is this? What is this?
When I was coaching at Weber, I got to be not buddies, but like knew what's up, Phil. A lot of those strength coaches and a couple of them were competing powerlifters and a couple of them dabbled. And one of the guys was a USAPL guy, and like they were all like moderately strong dudes. You know what I mean? Like 1,000, 1,200, 1,300 pounds. So I was like, nothing crazy, but like respectably strong, younger dudes. And the one guy who was the strongest was a USAPL guy, and they all talked about, and at that point I had totaled elite and was, upwards of a 1,700 pound raw total. And, it's kind of funny because I was a baseball coach and they were all the strength guys. And like, I was, I'd come in the weight room and put up pretty big numbers. And a couple of them would come and train with me. So like they talked about me with like a level of respect, and he would just bash me. Just like, that guy's probably on drugs. That guy trains with bands and chains. That he, like, I mean, just the stuff that he would say. And I was like, I finally caught him one day, and I was like, why do you act like that, man? He's like, well, I'm a USAPL guy. And I'm like, I don't care.
Why do you act like this?
I drive a Chevy. You have a problem with that too? Like, Jesus Christ, dude, who behaves like this? Like, there's like 1,000 people on the planet that actually enjoy talking about lifting weights. There's like, you're a decent powerlifter, so am I, but you won't even like come and have a conversation. Like, I couldn't imagine being that close-minded.
No, I mean, it's they're totally over there.
And you know what? Just stay over there.
Let them stay over there.
We're good.
Just stay over there, and that's fine if that's the case. If they want to stay over there and they want to stay in their lane,
I have no problem
and keep
with
their mouth shut.
Like, this is what I want. I want to select this product. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Like
right.
You guys are a little dirty. There's too many curse words. Some of you guys are wearing sleeveless shirts. Some of you guys have visible tattoos. Like, there's somebody with a beer in the back room. I saw this guy take a pull off a bot. Like, I mean, they've got smelling salts. Somebody smacked somebody in the back. Like, if that's just not your cup of tea on a Saturday, then like, I am all for you having your portion of the barbell, and there's sports, but like, when you start to just like bash, because I'm not bashing what you're doing. I'm on the platform. I'm bashing the way that you behave. Oh, you probably
correct.
Yeah,
correct.
You clear the room out. Absolutely no urination on the platform. They wouldn't even let Holly's toe in the room.
No, Holly's toe wouldn't even be allowed in the vicinity. Yeah, no, it's again. It's what they want to do. It's all cool for them, but
no, I'm gonna drive. I'm gonna drive American. You guys can drive your Fiats. I'm going to drive American.
Yeah. So, and the thing that everyone's in a full suit.
Like monkey suit.
Full, like, shirt, tie, jacket, suit.
Do they have the flags? Do they do flags?
What flags? No. It was
That's
lights. The meet itself. The meet itself is ran.
Yeah, I do know that.
Efficiently.
I mean, it better be with the way that they behave. It better be. It better. And
Correct.
You know what? Like that portion of it, to a certain extent, I understand where they're coming from, because unlike a lot of, I'm not going to call myself a high-level powerlifter, but unlike a lot of the upper-level powerlifters, I'll rope myself in there. I don't want to partake in powerlifting for the masses. I guess what I hate about baseball is, like, people that don't like baseball are now making the rules for how we're supposed to digest baseball. Like, I love baseball. Give me 1990s baseball. I don't want powerlifting that's going to fit on ESPN that soccer moms watch. I want powerlifting that scares the shit out of people. Like, I want you to walk in and go like, I don't ever want to come back, or this is awesome. I want to be bleeding from my forehead while I'm drinking Coors Light. Well, that's what I want. That's what I want. Yeah.
Shaking.
That's what I want. Shaking. I don't want the, like, so I don't, this whole deal where, like, Garrett Fear was on this high horse about, like, we got to make powerlifting. Like, I don't want, I'm coming from everywhere. I don't want powerlifting like that. That's not what I don't want a societal happy. That's not why I got into sport. I got into sport to tap into a different sport.
And it'll never be that for geared lifting.
No.
Ever.
You might want to cool the orals, big guy. Hey, me and Garrett, Garrett actually told somebody that he likes me. So, Phil, did you take 2 900+ pound squats in the last 5 days? Jesus Christ! What are you doing?
I think he did. One was actually 900,
and then he took something with chains that was like 870.
Yeah, you're crazy. You're
crazy.
Bud.
Good for you.
Crazy.
I love it. All right, so
good for you. All right. So outside of wearing suits and pirates, there's not going to be much USAPL-ness happening anymore. At least from anybody on my team. But like I said, anyone that wants to compete, if you want to compete and that's the federation you want to compete in as a coach, I'll be there.
Yeah, the other thing that I don't like is I don't like the money grab aspect of
it's such a money grab.
Shit,
it's such a money grab. So I couldn't.
Like, if you're wearing a Titan singlet, Titan has to pay $10,000 to get Titan. That Titan singlet isn't approved. Like, that is absurd. And I will tell you that if that's how you think you're going to make the sport for the masses, your business plan is flawed.
Oh my God. My lifter couldn't wear a BCB shirt because BCB isn't an affiliated gym. No. You have to pay to be an affiliated coach, and then you have to pay to be an affiliated gym. So unless you're an affiliated gym, it's something fucking stupid. And yeah, it's such a money grab. Like, yesterday was regionals. There was 31.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. I think that's cool. I mean, that's a lot of people in the meet. That's cool.
But, like, not a regional, though. But, like,
that's true.
Not a regional.
No, but I mean, 31.98 in a meet that's cool. I think that's awesome.
It was only 98s in the session.
That's cool. I mean, I think that's pretty cool.
A 198.
But that's a money grab because somebody's going to total 700. Somebody's going to total 1,700. Which is just like, hey, you can compete in
Phil said, I think Pioneer said it was $250,000 for 4 years to get their stuff
Jesus
approved.
Christ, can anybody else get
USAPL
some
platform.
food in their mouth?
Wow, what a fucking joke. That's a fucking joke.
This podcast is sponsored by the IPA in Florida, the Florida IPA.
The New Jersey IPA. I forgot to mention those.
If you want to, you can wear whatever shirt you want.
Whatever
you can,
shirt you want.
You can even wear a shirt that is trash talking me on the platform of the meet that I'm competing at or running. I got really thick skin, especially on the shoulder.
Yeah, it's okay, especially the shoulders.
All right. So my question was.
All right.
Question was
all right. Yeah. Let's go to your question.
Is there a difference between a weak muscle or muscle group and an underactive or an underactive muscle group, and what do you do with your clients? Like, how do you handle something being underactive and or weak?
All right. So underactive doesn't mean weak. Underactive
Correct.
Means it's not firing properly. The reason why it's not firing properly in most cases is because it's tight. From what I found. I mean, obviously, I'm sure there's other issues, but I'm saying in what we do, I found that if something isn't firing properly, one, it's you're not activating it correctly from the person isn't activating it correctly.
Well, you can't flex it.
Or
you can't
two, it correct. And then second would be if the person is trying to activate it correctly and it's still not firing, that means that something else is taking over.
Well, that's just that's the nature of what's strong, right? Like if you're a 400-pound squatter,
right, everybody
can make 225 look good, but can you make 365 look good? Can you make 395 look good? Everybody, like that's just the nature of like, I'm going to let you finish, but like for most people, especially beginners, the front side of their body is going to be overactive, right? Like, so you're going to bench with your chest.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're going to have no idea how to get your upper back, your lats tight, how to engage your triceps and finish lifts. You're going to have no idea how to sit back and open up on your squat. Not that.
Well, hold on. I will say that if we're talking about, someone that's a 400-pound squatter, not saying that's not a lot, but if you're squatting 400 pounds, then you need to be stronger in general. Okay, I was thinking more so of someone
beyond the novice stage,
been doing it for a while,
intermediate and beyond,
beyond the novice section where they're training and something is either breaking down during the lift or not firing properly. I'm gonna say it's either because they're not engaging properly or because something is tight and there needs to be mobility or flexibility implemented somewhere. I think first, obviously, try and make it strong, right? If you have a weak upper back, try to make your upper back strong, right? But then if you feel if your accessories are moving in the right direction and you're pushing intensity higher on those and those numbers are trending upwards and there's still a weakness or a breakdown there, then it could be because of how you're trying to engage that muscle. Like you may not be loading your back correctly. So if you're not loading your back correctly, you're not getting, the benefits of your back being loaded, during the lift.
Setup's big. Setup.
So
I coach setup more than
huge.
I coach, because that's a big. You kind of got to start it there, so that you can.
If your setup isn't the same, or you're doing different things every time before a lift, then you're gonna struggle in the long run because it's not the same thing
and it's
over and over and over
you're
again.
probably setting
right?
it up
For
like you're probably setting your bench up to load the muscles that you like. It's not even you. You're probably not even consciously doing it. Your body's just going, this feels heavy. My pecs are the prime mover in the bench. I'm going to set this up to get to my pecs as quick as possible.
Right.
And you're going to totally run away from anything else. And that's a very slow process to get by. That's why powerlifting is like this conversation in a lot of ways is why it's a marathon and not a sprint.
Right. Right. Because not only do you need to make the whole thing strong, but then in the process of making the whole thing strong, certain things are going to be weak.
Certain things are always going to be weak,
tight,
comparatively speaking, to other things that lift. That's why the conjugate system is a huge benefit to people, because you're always like people could say like, oh, well, this is my weak point. Well, like this thing that might be my weak point might be twice as strong as as somebody else. But if the weak point's keeping me from deadlifting 750, and the weak point's keeping you from deadlifting 450, well, my weak point doesn't show up until over 600 pounds. So, it's a very, it's like my grip. Like I hold on to 675 for an hour, but the second it gets over 700 pounds, it gets, that's the nature.
That's part of it. And guess what? There were no grip issues prior.
I never had a grip issue
for some people. Never had a grip issue, right? So that means that something, you missed something.
What I did was
something was missed somewhere.
Reps, I did 5-3-1 up until my deadlift was in the mid sixes. So I was ripping reps off the ground, and that's just great grip work.
Right.
It's also terrible for recovery, and also I was hurt all the time, but my grip was super strong. Well, now it's like I don't, I might pull the reps that I would pull once a week in a 6-week period.
In one, right. If you're doing a 5 wave of 5-3-1, you're doing
25 reps.
Yeah, probably more than that.
But if I pull,
where
now, I'm gonna pull.
You maybe pull 25 reps in an entire cycle.
I mean, the other day you had so much damn tension on the bar, I pulled 5 reps the whole workout, and I wanted to crawl in a ball. So, I think.
Did you get working?
I think.
That's all that matters.
So
that's all that matters.
For my thing, my topic would be, first off, I think people are in a rush. Like everybody that starts coaching, the first thing they want to start talking about is like they want to go to the gym and tell everybody what they're doing wrong. Oh, you're doing this wrong. You're doing like, your back's not tight. Well, like chest up or like, like the bench, like knuckle up or whatever. Cueing, like, you're not wrong, but you're totally wrong, because you can't say chest up to somebody whose squat groove is grooved for them to do this specific way. Like, you could say chest up all you want, but like they're not going to be able to like express that cue in a manner that's going to help them become
a better,
like that's lifter. Something that's going to take a lot of time, because that's a movement flaw. That's just like, this is how they're, and I will tell you, like, this is where, in this specific scenario, this is where I think genetics come into play. Because, like, if you're a very compact person with great leverages, these are issues that you're not going to run into a lot. Like, you're not.
That's true.
These physical energy leaks a lot as a new, because your body is designed to move
your body's moving.
Well,
the way that
it's impossible for you to get out of position because you're sawed off. And it's like, for me, like, I have this problem because I'm this really long arm, long torso, long femur dude. And it's like, well, every single humanly possible shitty leverage situation I've had to battle through my whole career. And it's like, I could go do 1,000,000 face pulls, but like at the end of the day, man, like when my body just wants to shift into my hips because my hips are strong off the box or out of the hole, like we're going to good morning the weight, and that's just the way it's going to be. And like I can make moderate weight for me look really good, but when it gets heavy, it's not going to look great. So I think that's a big thing. I think with regards to like the point that you touched on, I think is a great point, because like I think most people that talk about this, the whole thing is weak. Like like you just said, like, I mean, if you're a 225-pound man and you're squatting 415, no offense, like I was a 225-pound man squatting 415 too, but like you don't need to be worried about your lumbar spine. You need to be worried about being stronger. Like, right. You're nowhere near your strength.
Correct.
Field.
Correct.
Like so right. You need to get away from that thought process.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, people just want to chime in, and that's the other thing. Everybody sees this deal, right? They'll like sign on Instagram, and they'll see somebody with Dave Tate, like one person, or somebody with somebody else, like a Jaffe or somebody like that, and they'll give them a cue to a high-level lifter, and that cue will fix them. And everybody wants that, but you don't understand that Trevor Jaffe's probably said that same thing to 100 people, and 99 people, it took months for them to figure that out. This one particular person, and like, good for you, dude, make your money. You know, like, by all means, put that on a reel, make your money, by all means. But that's not realistic for everybody else. And like, no. So I think most people, you need more basic shit than you think you need. You just need to put the bar on your back and shut your mouth and go do your work.
But that's the problem, is people want everything now. People want
they want the complexity.
The secret, right, where, because they think that complexity is the secret to putting 150 pounds on your squat. No, it's not. You know what the secret is? You going to the gym every week and pushing your squat correctly with the right form and the right technique, following a worthwhile program. You do that every day for 5 years. I guarantee.
Or it'll be an ugly 550-pound squat. And then at that point, then it might be like, okay, now we need to go to some stuff.
Now we need to fix some things. But that's not gonna come. I need an exercise to fix.
What do you think? What do you think doing
the way
like,
that I'm loading my lats?
436, like you need to be doing some. See, that's the thing for me too. Is like one thing I've gotten away from with a lot of my clients is putting a bunch of bands and stuff on. I will a little bit, but like that's something that you use to get your squat from 600 to 700 pounds, not from 300 to 400 pounds. You can get your squat from 300 to 400 pounds just by basic volume and movement. So like, why would we want to do that thing? Do something that's hard and complex. Like my thing is like, keep that in your back pocket, and then just keep grinding at these basic things. Stay under the bar, and then just continue. You know, hammer your leg presses, hammer your leg curls, hammer your low back exercises, hammer those things. You know, like get your traps so they touch your ears. That's exact. I mean, they need to do their accessory exercises, but they need dumbbell benches. They need shrugs. They need rows. They need pull downs. They need cable rows. They need pull aparts. They need leg curls. They need they need that stuff.
They need everything that everyone that's been strength training for years has been doing for years. There's no shortcut, guys.
No, you're not going to hop on the inverse curl for 6 weeks and all of a sudden have a squat that looks like Dave Hoff's. It's just not going to work, bro. And
it's not going to happen. You can do as many squats and as many bench presses and as many deadlifts, but and that's saying, we're saying that needs to be done, but there's other movements that are going to be beneficial as well.
Those really complex movements until you have to have them, as opposed to just like sprinkling them in so you feel like you're like, oh, I want to have some chains and some bands, and they're like, no, man, like they said that Chuck would literally not let people squat with bands and chains until their squat was X amount, and they had stuff that he had like checkpoints like, no, we're not putting bands on the bar until you squat this, and we're not putting
See, I'm not
No,
necessarily.
but
I don't
what's up,
believe
Kyle?
that.
But like,
I
you
think
understand the concept, though.
right. Yes, but I don't necessarily feel that you need to squat X
No, I
amount of
agree
weight
with that.
before you
I
can
agree.
use bands and chains.
Yeah, they made this big deal where Joe
Because
Sullivan said that, like, unless you can squat 600 pounds, you don't need to be in wraps. I'm like, that's bogus. That's bullshit. But I do agree that, like, you probably don't need to be wrapping your knees for a 300-pound squat 6 months into your powerlifting career. Like, you probably need to learn how to squat. And then
you need to learn how to squat. And again, and this is what we always go back to, or at least, you know, I'm a huge proponent of it. If your lifts look good, your lifts are pretty, you're going to continue to get stronger, right? If your squat looks like dog shit, you don't need
you
bands or
need,
chains. You don't
you
need wraps.
you
You don't
can't
need
make the
anything.
straight bar look good. You don't need the safety bar. You know, so to kind of bring another aspect in, like, I think addressing like setup and activation in the movement is the first thing that you should do, because like,
I mean, setup
that's
should
the low hanging
absolutely
fruit,
be
right?
the first thing.
That's the low hanging fruit, and
That's there's no your setup. There's no
right.
weight bearing down on you in your setup. So the setup is the one and only thing while you're lifting that you have total and complete control over
in your mindset. But like,
and
yeah, so like I
correct,
think
but
like instead of rushing to go, my upper back is super weak, I need to just be doing all of this extra upper back shit, I would say, well, why don't
are you loading your upper back correctly within the movement?
Are your shoulders
to use it properly?
Are your shoulders mobile enough to get your elbows where they need to get to actually create a shelf with your upper back so you could squat? Like, yeah, I had a lifter who had a really hard time. The elbow was bending, and it was like, next thing you know, there were shoulder issues. Well, then it became this whole running deal. It's like, well, we figured the external rotation thing out. Now the elbow doesn't bend anymore. And like,
the shoulder probably started to feel better.
But that wasn't an immediate fix, and that's not something that I'm a really high level. Like, I'm not gonna farm that out, but that's something that I'm gonna pick some other people's brains, because that's not where I feel like my expertise is.
It's not your expertise. That's not your, but your wheelhouse right there.
Now, but what I am is like, well, hey, this worked for this person, so next time this pops up, we're gonna throw this in. And we're gonna try. That's one of the reasons why I think Instagram's great, because you get a lot of that information. So I think addressing movement patterns is important. I really like, once you get over the hump, I think the special bars help a lot, because they force you to be aware of shit that you get unaware of with the barbell. Like, if you don't know how to tighten your lats, you don't understand that feel with a straight bar, but you can still make your squat look okay. Well, put you on a safety bar, and then it's like, whoa, I have no ability to do anything with my lats here. Whoa. And then you learn how to tension your lats on a safety bar.
What's my issue?
And you're like, oh shit. Then you get a straight bar, and you're like, whoa,
that's how I load.
Or like, your brace sucks, and then you get on a cambered bar, and the bar's like, you're swinging, and you're like, oh, now I know how to lock this core down. And then you get on the straight bar, and you're like, bam, bam, bam. So that's where, like, I'm a big believer in that. But so I think it's a two-prong approach, but I think a lot of it takes care of itself with proper training and proper programming. But you also have to be willing to buy into doing things that you suck at.
Right. Like, if you're you don't know how to load your lats, you're going to stay away from the safety bar. And That should be your number
I live on
one best
safety
friend.
bar. Like every 3 to 5, I got the safety bar, the camber bar on my back every fourth week minimum. Like it might be safety bar, camber bar, bow bar, spider bar, back to safety bar. But it's a constant rotation with that and the camber bar. And my speed work is safety bar, camber bar, bow bar. Because they make you strong.
Because those are the bars that are going to they're gonna make you strong. They're gonna make you strong. And if you can get under a safety bar with, decent weight, or pushing an 8-9 RPE and make it look good, I'm going to bet that your squat probably.
I mean, you remember what my safety bar used to look like? I mean, and I took it was like 945 at the top. And I mean, if I wouldn't have told you how bad it sucked, you would have just been like, that's a good squat. It never. I had a little trouble getting it out of the rack because the bands on the safety bar yank the camber down. So the bar just literally rolls forward, which is why Donnie says never use a safety bar with bands. And I understand that now. I'm not.
Oh, I thought you never did it before, because it's that when you said safety bar versus bands, I was like, oh, he's so just unhappy.
The story goes, I had done that, but I used some worn out West Side bands, and they were literally like flapping. Oh. The what's up, Chris? Oh. They were like flapping. So the blue instead of 200 was probably 125 or 140. Oh yeah,
a little different.
Yeah, and it was like, when you get fresh with the right.
When you get fresh bands. Fresh bands in general are spicy, but when you throw them on, you throw fresh bands on a specialty bar when you're not feeling that great, and it's not a bar that
yanks that camber down, and like that when that camber gets pulled this way, shoo. So
but again, if you can make it look good when you do eventually make your way to a straight bar,
it ain't never gonna feel like that.
In theory, your straight bar score.
That shit that I felt coming out of the hole with 580, 555, and the 350 pound of bands, like it ain't never gonna feel like that. If it does, you got problems. But if it does, I know I can stand up with it. So. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was just gonna say. And you need some of that, You need some of that. You need some of that in your training. You need some suck in there, from time to time. And I think that
100%.
people run away from things that they suck at, and that's a negative to Instagram. Is they never, I mean, I don't love posting a video in my suit squatting 555, but I mean, I still squatted 927 6 weeks ago. So, I mean, I know. I mean, my thing is like when I squat 650 with that setup, then we know we'll be good for a big one. But
yeah, exactly.
So
exactly. But again, the only way you're going to know that is if you continually train with it.
People need to spend. I see a gross misuse of accessory exercises. People are afraid to get big. They don't want to do their bodybuilding work, and when they do, they don't want to focus. They don't want to. It's hard.
Because it's hard. It's hard to do your accessory work. It's hard. It's not easy to take 10 sets of heavy squats or heavy benches and then go and do 40 minutes of accessory.
But who does that?
30 minutes of accessory work. Really that sucks. Yeah.
And if you want to join that crew, I can tell you that 10 pounds of muscle will help everybody.
Everyone. And everyone can use another 10 pounds of muscle.
I mean, sorry, but like, it's a weird deal, man. It's a great Jim Wendler quote. Like, who got into the gym to get smaller? And that's the USAPL thing. Not to circle back, but those guys, like, there's not a lot of big dudes there. Like when you go to a multi-ply power, you are around, like, dudes are monsters. Like, big time lifters are monsters.
Right. Because they do their, but who are your bigger time lifters? Usually, they are people who have been around for a little bit.
They've got
they've put their
armor.
They've been training. They've been training for years, and they've been putting in reps upon reps upon reps upon sets upon sets upon years upon years. And that's how it's done. There's no special exercise. There's no special formula. There's nothing.
It's a great. There's a great. It's an AJ Robert Steele who's getting back into powerlifting. I think that's sick. That's sick.
I saw.
But he it's a video, and he talks about when you first go to West Side, like just following around other dudes. Like, so if me and you didn't know each other, all right, and let's just say hypothetically you squatted 1050, or if you're 1,000-pound squatter, I'm a 930-pound squatter, right? And you do your accessories correctly, right? So we hop on the glute ham raise, and you're able to do it with the foot pad this way and this thing this way and holding a 25-pound dumbbell, and I can't do that I can't do it on that setup with my body weight. Well, then I got some hamstring issues between me and 1,000. If you're an 800-pound bencher and I'm a 700-pound bencher, and we're doing JMs and you're doing 315 and I'm doing 185, well, I got 120 pounds of 130 pounds of tricep issues between me and an 800-pound bench. And it might not be, my leverages might be different. So it might be when I get to 255 out of it. But it's something right? When there's a discrepancy, that's when you start to see and get a feel for that type of stuff. But that's where I see the major benefit. It's like I bench with the guy Dave, and he's got like a 345-pound bench, and my bench is in the low to mid fours, or whatever it is. And it's like when we do accessory exercise, I always tell him, like, I'll literally, we'll do rolling dumbbells, and he'll do the 40s, and I'll do the 70s, and I'm like, there's your 400-pound bench right there. That dumbbell to that dumbbell is your 400-pound bench. And it's a hell of a lot easier to add 30 pounds to a tricep extension than it is to add 60 pounds to your bench when you think of it that way. So
100%. But what are those people gonna do? Well, they're gonna bench more.
No,
and that's not the answer.
No, if benching was the answer, you wouldn't have a problem.
Right. Exactly. All right. Let's get to they're similar but different. I'll ask them. I'll ask them both, and you'll kind of see what I'm saying. The first one is, in the off season, how long are you raw versus gear? And the second is, when should volume be included? Do you guys have volume blocks for muscle? So you see how they can be so similar but different.
Do we have volume blocks? Hold on, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm all in here. I gotta get my phone charging. So you said volume blocks, was that the question?
So the first one was, in the off season, how long are you raw versus in gear? Which I don't have an off season, so I don't really know how to answer this. And then when should volume be included? Do you guys have volume blocks for muscle?
So I'm always trying to build muscle.
At no point should
you guys can, like, I'm doing muscle building accessories 7 days out from the meet because everything is right. Supplementation, my diet, I'm sleeping. Like I'm trying to build muscle into the meet. I'm never not trying to build muscle ever. So, like, if you think the last 3 or 4 weeks when you're eating a lot and sleeping a lot and your volume on your main lifts are going down, like, I mean, I'm not in there just like ripping shit off the bone, but like I'm always trying to build muscle. So, it's one of the reasons why I don't love certain types of periodization, because, like, let's say you set up a 20-week plan and you go, okay, I'm going to do hypertrophy for 8 weeks, and then you're done doing hypertrophy 12 weeks out from.
But why would you ever be done doing hypertrophy?
So 12 weeks out from the meet, you're in the worst shape that you're ever going to be in, or you're in the best shape you're going to be in 12 weeks out. when you get to the meet, you're in the worst shape.
12 weeks out.
And you haven't done.
Because your GPP's down, you haven't touched
the least
any hypertrophy
when you're at your competition. Like, wait, what? So you want to be in the best shape that you're going to be in, and then literally let that plummet because you're trading that out for something else for the last. No, that's for me. I'm out on that. But
we're both trust me.
To answer the question, I am more general would be a better way. Like, I'm going to do more shit that's just like fly by the seat of my pants fun when I'm in the off season. My last 8 to 10 weeks are going to look pretty similar, and they're going to be more tester stuff, more specific stuff that I know that I need to get myself prepped to waddle out there and squat in the low to mid nines. Hopefully mid nines next time. Well, I guess I'm over 925, so we'll call that mid nines. So if you're 33, they call that mid 30s, right? You're not in your early 30s, you're in the mid 30s. So we'll just leave it at that. So we'll call it mid nines. So
I'm not 33 anymore.
For me, now my accessories farther out from the meet, I'm going to do those with higher volume. I'm going to be more on my accessory days. My speed days are going to be more like 12 to 15 to 20, more like 15-ish. And then on my other days, my heavy days, they're going to be more like in the 10s to 12 range, versus when I get closer to the meet, the accessory days are going to be closer to 12 and the heavy days are going to be closer to 6. So I'm going to be doing a little bit more with that. I'm going to have my shirt off a little bit more. So I'm going to be doing some raw volume a little bit more. I haven't got my shirt yet. I'm 8 weeks. I'm 6 weeks out. I'm going to take one more week deload, and then I'll be in my shirt every week until the meet. Something.
A deload.
We'll see how it goes. But yeah. I am never not in my gear lower. I'm never not in briefs. But I will not put my suit on for squat or deadlift for another couple weeks. So it'll be a good 8 weeks before I put my suit on after a meet. And I will be in it less than I'm in it leading into a meet. So that would be, I'm one variant away from meet on both sides. I'm in my shirt less, and all you can wear to bench is a shirt. I'm in my suit less on squat and deadlift, so that is more raw, I guess.
More raw.
Yeah,
less gear,
and I'm
more
gonna
raw.
be.
I guess same thing.
So yeah, I'm always trying to build muscle. I'm always, but as far as like, there's never a period of time where my goal is going to be, where I'm not working towards absolute strength. Or I don't have raw goals. But I do something raw every week. I'm always going to do something raw on bench. I'm always going to do something raw on squats. So, I'm not going to do a raw block like some people do. I could see, some value in that for some people. For me, I think the biggest difference, I think there are people with my strength levels that squat well into the thousands because I'm not great in gear. So I think being in the gear is extremely beneficial. So I'm always going to be in my gear. And it's a safety deal too. It's, it's a support situation. So, I do try to keep some body weight off. I'm having a little hard time stripping body weight off. I'm eating as good as I possibly can, and my body just wants to be 280 pounds. And before this, it wanted to be 265 pounds. And 200 now, just like in a year, it's probably going to want to be 290. And like I'm getting leaner. My body weight just wants to be. My body wants to weigh 280. I don't.
Well, because the more muscle you're building, the leaner you're getting. But
I'm big. I think
you are.
I will say this. I think like that's more for lower. For upper, I will always run at least 3 waves, maybe 4, but at least call it 10 weeks. My secondary upper day will not be what you would call traditionally speed bench. It's rep bench. So like I did a 3-week wave. where I went 6x6 with really short rest periods on close grip bench, and I worked up over 3 weeks to like 275 with 1 minute rest, 6x6. And now I'm on a legal wide grip, so I'm wider than is legal, trying to build that movement pattern for 3 weeks. And then I'll probably do a reverse grip 3-week wave to get me to 9 weeks, and then I might do one other variant, might be like a football bar or something like that. It's taken a long time, Emily. It feels it's good, I guess. I don't know. I can't say that I don't put on a lot of fat, but I look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man rolling into the meat. But but for bench, but see, I think that the biggest deal on upper body is most people, if they would just get bigger, they would bench better, because there are things that you can do lower body wise from a power and speed standpoint. But yes,
to squat more, deadlift more.
But
without
like
being
in
bigger.
my experience, most people, like the guys who bench big are big. They're big.
Look at
big dudes.
They're big.
Like
they're big
you
humans.
go into a meet, like you don't, like you see some guys, man, like you see some guys like technique their way to a really big squat. There's not like there are guys who technique their way to a big bench. I mean, I've seen guys walk in the meet, and I'm like, there's no way this guy's out benching me. And he benched like 495 with no shirt on. I'm like, Jesus Christ, good for you, man. That's awesome. But like for the most part, you can see a bencher. Like when the bencher rolls in, you can see a bencher. And so I do think that people need to spend time really trying to put on quality mass to bench big. And that was a big thing that you helped me with, is just, up your volume. Get more blood in there. Just get bigger.
You have to. Yeah. So I mean, with that being said, that's going to be the answer to my question. There's always raw work. If we're not within 7 weeks of a meet, there's raw work happening. Inside of 7 weeks, briefs go on early.
Briefs are always on early if I'm getting in my suit.
We'll use,
like if I'm doing like the 3 or 4 weeks leading into a meet where I'm going to hit a bow bar off a box, I'm going to hit a safety bar off a box, I'm going to hit a camber bar off a box, I'm going to hit something raw too. Nothing crazy, but mid fives probably.
Yeah, no. See, that's where inside of 7 weeks, there's no.
Yeah, I might have one. Inside of 7 weeks, I might have one.
And that's just yes. So there's, in my opinion, inside of 7 weeks, the only thing that you should be focused on is being ready for that meet. And if you're doing that meet in gear, I do not care about your raw strength with inside of 7 weeks. I don't think if your bench goes from 495 to 465 because you haven't touched a raw bench in 7 weeks, I don't see that affecting your shirted bench. You didn't lose 30 pounds of strength. So that's number one. So outside of 7 weeks, there's always raw work happening, whether that is a totally different exercise like you do, like sometimes you'll do a totally different raw movement before you put your shirt on, where typically I will have everyone do that movement, whatever the movement is, with whatever their AR is, they will work up raw, right? If we're squatting camber bar versus bands or versus chains, whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. We're gonna take the bar raw, then we're gonna work up in our AR, and then we're gonna start adding weight, working up to something, an 8, and that's typically that's where I will bring everyone. I'll bring everyone to that 7-8 raw range, because we're still training raw, but we're not raw lifters, or if you're not a raw lifter, I don't care what your 1 rep max is, what your 1 rep raw bench is, what your 1 rep raw squat is. That if you're not competing raw, I don't see the need to work up to a raw competition lift as a geared lifter. I just don't see a benefit there. Now, is there a benefit to
Yeah,
training
but
raw?
what
Yeah,
you're
100%.
saying is you don't need to be doing raw work for sake of your raw squat. You need to be doing raw work for sake of your gear squat.
For sake of your gear squat, in the way in which you're going to be squatting. So, yesterday I squatted versus 320 pounds of chain with the Buffalo bar. All right. I worked up to 3 plates raw, right? So a little over,
It's six.
a little in the mid sixes at the top raw, right? Could I have taken another set? Yeah. Is there a need 9 weeks out from a meet? Absolutely not. There's literally no need to push that raw strength outside of low mid to low sixes, upper sixes, low sevens. If I have a goal of squatting something real big in 9 weeks, there's not a need for that. Now, with that being said, if there's no meat, then yeah, I would have taken another set. I would have took a quarter. Maybe I would have took a quarter and a plate, right? Why? Because as long as it looks good and it fits the RP of the day in that range, then we're going to push it because we're getting stronger. Outside of those 10 weeks, or really outside of those 7 weeks leading into a meet, there's always raw work and there's always going to be volume. So I don't think there necessarily needs to be a hypertrophy block
You
or
always
a
need to be
muscle building block.
Muscle.
You're always doing it. And there's never not a time that you're not pushing your accessories. Even inside of
let me ask you a question.
Even inside of those
6
7
weeks
weeks.
out.
See, like you.
All right. You squat 6 weeks out. You're doing your first week of Circumax, right? Or second?
9.
Okay. So second week of Circumax.
Second week.
You squat. You take your suit off. You take your briefs off. What do? Belt squat.
We are going to hit some type of either leg press or leg extension to get as much
some
blood
type
in
of
there as
squat
possible.
pattern movement, like belt squat.
Some type,
and you're doing that
or
with briefs on?
belt squat, a belt squat, or
so you're getting some raw work.
No. It's what do you mean?
No. My
that's
point
accessory work. That's not no. A belt squat is not a
100%. But it
is an accessory.
My point though is like you're doing raw work without the help of supported gear.
Oh yeah, because that's accessory work, and accessory work doesn't stop for us.
I own one, Emily.
Outside of 2 weeks, accessory work is happening every day. So again, are we going with the same intensity and the same volume 3 weeks out than we would be 23 weeks out? Absolutely not. But we're still going to hit shoulders. We're still going to hit our upper back. We're still going to hit our quads. We're still going to hit our glutes. We're still going to hit our hamstrings, and we're going to still be getting blood to where blood needs to get to. That can be manipulated and tailored back.
And the fact that we're talking about Circumax,
but at no point is it not happening.
Until you do a real Circumax squat, you don't really understand what that feels like.
Right. Like until you take the max amount that a Buffalo bar will pick out of the rack, right? Like, or you feel something. Obviously not everyone's going to handle that much weight, but something at that level of trying or testing out your CNS. There's not a ton much that you want to be doing after that.
If you're going to run down 4 sets on the belt squat and then inverse curls and then heavy back extensions, you didn't do Circumax right. No, that's a day where it's like
because
leg extensions or light, something light, some reverse high, some hamstring curl.
That is, the accessory work after Circumax is how much.
You're literally starting
is literally how much blood can we get? Yes. Because we've just trashed our
Yeah,
CNS.
done.
You know what I mean? I just got something pop up here. Question. Oh, the questions came up here. Whoa. Wow. That's crazy. The questions popped up. Wow. That's cool. Sorry. Learning something new every day, guys. But yeah, like if you've done a Circumax the correct way, there's not much happening after
the last
that.
day I did Circumax. I walked over. I did 3 sets of leg press, leg extensions, 3 sets of leg curls, 3 sets of reverse hypers, band abs, and I left. I was in the gym for like 5 minutes.
That's all you need. That's all you need. Because the goal of that day is to absolutely bring your CNS to exactly. And after that, you don't need 45 minutes of heavy accessory work and ton of volume. Why? Because the goal, why are you trashing your CNS? To perform the best that it's going to be able to on the platform.
I call it tickling your
6
peak.
weeks.
Like you're trying to tickle. You're trying to tickle that thing. You know what I mean?
I don't know what it's called, but that thing.
Yeah, you're trying to tickle that peak so that you feel like, okay, we're good.
And obviously you do your Circumax different than I do mine, but the goal of Circumax is to prep your CNS.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, there's some small differences. I mean, you're in a suit, you're doing it farther out. You're not going to a box, but at the end of the day, we're both taking 50% band weight and 50% bar weight, and that is a lot. I mean, you've got pretty close to the same amount of band on the bar as you do bar, or weight on the bar.
I've done it. I mean, at this point, I've tried so many different variations and so many different, ways, to bring that CNS up. Like we've done an extreme amount of AR. Like there was one prep where the last week of Circumax we did, I did 925 of bands and chains, like in AR. So like people were in briefs with empty bars with just the AR.
The first time I did it,
full gear.
My last raw squat, I worked up raw with 2 plates, 600, well into the 600-pound raw squatters, 2 plates.
Right, because you had 450 pounds band.
So 2 plates was almost 7.
You know what I mean?
That day I hit
right at so
4, maybe a little less, like 385. That's so.
Right, that's a big raw squat for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've done it anywhere from extreme amounts of AR to, right where you said right about, where I would say that's probably 30-70, right all the way down
I think 50,
to,
I mean,
50-50.
Feel was like, if you're like an 800 to 1,000, it's 450 AR. So if you squat 400, you're good for 850. If you squat 500, you're good for 950. If you squat 550, you're probably close to good for 1,000. That's about where I'm at. And then I think when those guys graduated to mid 1,000-pound squatters, he went to 600 pounds AR. So he would go to like 3 blues.
That's where I'm planning on.
I mean, I think if you went 600 bar weight with 3 blues, with the way that I do it, you're knocking on a 1,200-pound squat door.
Yeah, I mean, I ideally see with that much AR on that top end has to be higher. Just the way that I set it up. Yeah. like this past week, we were finally up into the mid 11s at the top, from, having from just recovery, just coming back squatting again. We were, when we first started getting back in, it was, upper 9s at the top. Then it was mid thousands at the top. Now it's mid 11s at the top. Eventually we're going to get to a point where that number is over what we want to pick. All right. Well, there's a reason for that. Why do I want to be around 1350 at the top on week 3 of Circumax? Okay, so that when I take 150 pounds less, it doesn't feel like it.
Or at least your body knows that this is where we're
My body, okay, I take that back. My body's gonna know what it feels like, but my body is gonna be prepared for that feeling. And when those mono hooks clear, it's not a state of, oh my God, this is heavy. It's a thought of, oh, I felt this before. Let's go.
Yeah, that happens with me.
And
I'm just the only person who's not panicking in the gym when I pick the weight. Everybody else, I'm shaking and bleeding, and I'm like, we're good here, man. Nothing to see here.
We're okay.
Get comfortable. It's going to take about 14 seconds for me to get the up call. Probably shouldn't even get it then. Probably need about 20. Yeah, I'm going to take a deload, and then I'm going to hop in Steve's double XL.
I think that's going to be a good idea. I think that's.
I'm going to take it to a box.
I think that's a good call.
Like a bow bar versus some chains, something that I haven't.
I don't know if I
just want to make sure I get it
down. If anything,
what I might do is just like.
I don't like.
What I might do is I might take my box down a half an inch and not sit on it, just touch, so I know that I get there.
Okay, that's fine.
Like a gauge, just like I don't want to do this thing where it's like
a gauge.
Somebody's like, yeah, you were there. Like I want to know. Yes, it does, Emily.
It fucking better not. That's not a deload, you dick.
I want to take something that I know where I'm at, so I know, like, okay, because if I take this,
honestly, the number should be an opener.
If I
take your opener to whatever your opener was.
Because my thing is, like, if I take this and something like that feels like shit, then it's not the combo.
It's not the combo.
We got to go back to the drawing board. But I think so.
But I think it's going to be.
I think it's going to be. I'm actually sized for a 3X, so the fact that I'm that's true.
Yeah,
but I don't need to be.
That's nonsense. That's nonsense. No.
Yes, and I'm a larger mammal than you, with a smaller total.
On that note, boys and girls. Wait, there was one more question. It was, when are we cleaning up the 275 single ply squat?
We aren't. When are you cleaning it up? Who has that right?
There's your briefs. Anthony.
Oliver.
Phil, your briefs didn't fit. Yeah, that's because your legs are probably too big, my friend. That's probably why your briefs don't fit from all the squatting you're doing. There's some things that need to happen unlimited and in poly.
Do you hate the single ply?
But I hate it. I hate it. Not a fan. But I will be back in single
ply. What is the record?
Strictly for that because
you could definitely squat, I think. That, though.
Yeah. That was the goal. I mean, that was supposed to happen in December. But I got too fast.
1035, 1030, whatever that kilo is. Do you think that you should maybe get some gear sized for you?
If any gear companies wanna.
You know what I'm saying though, man? Like it's not. There you go, 1037.
Yeah,
that's not what you want. to bargain basement in the single ply. I mean, it's important. Like multiply, you can do some things to make the gear fit. Single ply, I would assume.
Yeah, no, I mean, should I get in gear?
Maybe we shouldn't try to set.
We should probably do that.
2 different world records at the same meet too. Maybe we could just do it. We were
close. We were close, but that was at 40. That was at 40.
Oh, you were okay. So you did not actually take the. You did not actually do it at 75.
No. In December when I was going to do that meet, that was the meet that. Why not?
Just sign up for single ply. You don't have to wear gear.
Yeah, it'd be cool if you did. That was what in December after the 9/11 meet when I was when I went up to New York.
275.
Yeah. No. The goal was to go 75 and break it.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, so it's on the list. I want all 6.
You want the
at 42 and 75. 42
oh, you want
75.
the bench too?
I want all 6. No, there's 6. There's 6 totals.
Oh,
42
you
and
want
75.
You want single ply, multiply, unlimited, all 6 totals.
Yeah.
You got the
and the
squat at 42 and the total.
Yeah.
Total at 75 is 3110 or 3010.
No, total at 70.
30.
Total at 75 is 3010.
What's it going to take?
Be it.
What are you going to have to bench?
860.
So you got to go 12, 860, 850, 60.
No, it's got to be 1250. It's got to be 1215. I want that too.
Oh, you want the 75 squat too? So you're done with 42 unless you do it. You'll cut to it single ply.
For now. There's things that need to be done at 75.
860 in poly. That's the big bet.
Yeah, it's a big one there. Yeah, because squat wise, we're about 50 off. Yeah, sure, we can. About 50 off, and then the pull. I technically have the pull, but that number needs to be a little bit higher so that I can bench less.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you pulled 925, 930.
I have to.
You went 12, 15, and 930. That gets you to 19 or 2135. Yeah, so you could 8. Yeah, that's a big bench. It's a big bench no matter how you slice it. But,
yeah.
But
you know, that's the poly.
You could cut from
unlimited. We should be there.
Yeah. 30 pounds.
You know, 260.
That's the one thing. Like 30 pounds. We've never seen you at that size.
No.
That's it.
No.
Yeah.
No, we're trickling our way up. I think we were.
Is what will 30 pounds do to your deadlift setup? That's going to be. That's good.
Oh, I mean, we know the deadlift setup's a little bit different now.
That's true.
But we don't talk.
You talk about it. You complain about it. Yeah, I'm waiting to see. I'm gonna probably have to. I don't want to. I got an elite at 308 and an elite at 275, but I do want to put a. I'd like to do when I.
I mean, you could be 309.
I would like to get an elite super. I think it'd be cool to have a 75 raw elite, a 75 geared elite, a 308 geared elite, and 5 of them. I think that'd be cool to have 5
cool.
times. I don't know. We'll see. But I want to. I do want to have a 309 total. I'm gonna have a super heavy total one day. God,
309. We're going to call it 309.
I just don't know that I can walk around the house, man. It scares me. But see, I say that, and like, I didn't think I could walk around 290, 285, 290. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So it's like,
that's true.
3 or 4 more years, man. Like, if everything's under control, I mean, I could
right. Well, that's the thing. Everything's got to be under control.
I could easily be bopping around.
Levels got to be under control. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I never thought that I'd be 265 when I first started lifting. But you know who was the first person to call that?
Oh,
Louis at the 2011 Pro-Am when I bombed. He pulled me aside. And he was like, "You'll be at 275 one day." And I was like, "There's no way, Lou." And he was like, "Trust me, I bombed out of more meets than you've competed in." That's when he said that. And he was like, "You'll be at 275." And I was like,
there you are.
Guess we'll see. Yes, Emily, we're still talking. We're done now, though, but we are still talking.
Next Monday.
This is the State of the Union. We are sponsored by Go Hard Barbell, Wicked Wolf Beard Co.
Soon to be a main event project.
Training Systems. Soon to be the main event project. Leah, get your pocketbook out.
He told me that I had to be 350 pounds if I wanted to put big stuff. So that's not happening, Lou. I am not gonna be mouth breathing. My wife will kill me. Emily Dressel Incorporated.
She would not be happy with you. Emily Dressel Incorporated, handling of social media. We will be back next Monday. We'll probably talk for the same amount of time. So thank you for everyone. Thank you for everyone that tuned in, that stayed.
Yep. Hit us up. We'll take questions all week. I need to pull this week. I'll text you.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Text me.